Imagine you're driving a car on an unknown road with no GPS, no map, and no signs to guide you. You might keep going, but you have no idea where you'll end up. Spending money without control is exactly like this. Many people receive their salary and spend as bills come up, or as the desire strikes. A coffee here, a dinner there, an impulse purchase. And at the end of the month, surprise. The money is gone and no one knows where it went. The problem with not tracking your expenses is that you completely lose control of your financial life. When you don't know where your money is going, how can you manage it properly? How can you avoid waste or make necessary adjustments? The solution is simple, yet powerful. Track and analyze every expense. This doesn't mean you need to jot down every penny in a notebook, but there are apps, spreadsheets, and even a simple notes app on your phone that can help you gain clarity. The important thing is to develop the habit of tracking where your money is going. By doing this, you can identify unnecessary expenses, see where most of your income is going, and even find ways to save without sacrificing what really matters. At first, it may seem like a lot of work, but trust me, this practice can transform your financial life. Now tell me, do you know exactly how much you spent last week? If you don't know, maybe it's time to grab a piece of paper and start writing it down. Your financial future will thank you. Imagine you earn a comfortable salary, but it always seems like the money disappears before the end of the month. You look around and see a closet full of clothes you hardly wear, electronic devices that seemed essential when you bought them, and maybe even a car that costs more than you can afford. What happened? Many people fall into the trap of living beyond their means. This can happen for many reasons: trying to keep up with a lifestyle that doesn't match their income, impressing others, or simply not having control over their spending. The problem is that this behavior leads to a dangerous cycle. You start using your credit card without a plan, take out loans to maintain a lifestyle you can't afford, and before you know it, you're drowning in debt. What seemed like an accomplishment, like buying a new car or upgrading your phone every year, turns into a huge headache. True wealth is not in the appearance of luxury, but in financial freedom. Living within your means doesn't mean giving up everything you enjoy. It means making smart choices. Do you really need a new phone now, or is your current one still working well? Is that expensive dinner every weekend essential? Or could you balance your expenses better? The key to breaking this cycle is simple. Adjust your lifestyle to your income, not the other way around. Learn to differentiate between wants and needs and value what truly matters. In the end, the peace of mind knowing your bills are under control is worth far more than any fleeting display of wealth. Now tell me, are you living within what you can afford, or are you spending to impress others? Have you ever tried to save money at the end of the month but found that there's never anything left? This happens to a lot of people. The problem is not the lack of money, but the way it's managed. Think of savings as an essential account, just like electricity, water, or rent. If you wait until there's money left to save, the truth is that it will rarely happen. There's always an unexpected expense, an invitation to go out, an irresistible sale, and there goes the money you intended to save. The solution: reverse the logic. As soon as money enters your account, set aside a portion for savings before spending on anything else. It doesn't have to be an enormous amount. The important thing is to create the habit. If 10% of your salary seems too much, start with 5% or even 2%. The secret is consistency. Over time, this amount will grow, and you'll realize that having a reserve gives an incredible sense of security. Emergencies stop being a problem. Dreams start to seem more achievable, and most importantly, you gain control over your money. Now stop and think. If something unexpected happened today, would you have money saved to handle it without going into debt? If the answer is no, maybe it's time to change your strategy. Imagine the following scene. You're walking around the mall with no intention of buying anything, but suddenly you spot that beautiful outfit in the window with an unmissable discount. Your heart races. You can already picture yourself wearing it, and without thinking twice, you enter the store and swipe your card. The happiness is immediate, but days later comes the reality. Did you really need that purchase? Impulse buying is one of the biggest enemies of financial health. The problem isn't buying something you like, but spending without planning, without considering the consequences. Often we buy due to emotion, whether to relieve stress, feel pleasure, or even fill a void. Marketing knows this and uses powerful strategies to make us feel like we need that product right now. Flash sales, phrases like last units, free shipping for a limited time. All of this is designed to pressure you into making a decision on the spot without thinking. But what happens afterward? You might be happy at the moment of purchase, but over time that item may end up forgotten at the back of the closet with no real use. Meanwhile, your budget gets tighter, and that initial sense of satisfaction might turn into regret. So, how can you avoid this behavior? One simple technique is the 24-hour rule. When you feel the urge to buy something that's not essential, wait a day before making the decision. Often the desire passes and you realize you didn't need that item. Another valuable tip is to ask yourself, do I really need this? And does this help me reach my financial goals? If the answer is no, it might be better to hold back the impulse. Additionally, having a well-defined budget for non-essential purchases helps maintain balance. Set a monthly amount for leisure or personal desires and stick to that limit. This way, you can buy something you like, but without harming your finances. The important thing is to understand that money shouldn't be spent just to fill moments of euphoria or anxiety. Conscious spending brings far more satisfaction in the long run than giving in to momentary impulses. Now tell me, how many times have you bought something on impulse and then regretted it? It's time to change that habit. Living solely on your salary is like building a house on unstable ground. It might seem safe at first, but over time, the risk of collapse increases. Many of us were taught to believe that a good salary is the key to financial stability. However, relying solely on one source of income can be risky, as it's vulnerable to unexpected events, whether an economic crisis, a shift in the job market, or in the worst-case scenario, losing your job. When we depend solely on our salary, we limit our options and often fail to take advantage of opportunities that arise. With only one source of income, the weight of financial responsibilities falls entirely on it, creating insecurity. The monthly salary may cover daily expenses, but what happens when an emergency arises, like an unexpected medical expense or an unforeseen situation? That's why the solution lies in finding ways to increase income by creating additional sources of money. This doesn't mean you have to quit your current job, but exploring other opportunities can bring more security and financial freedom. You can invest in a new skill and turn it into a service or product, start a small side business, or even invest in assets that bring returns, such as real estate or stocks. The important thing is to diversify, so that even if something happens to your primary job, you have other sources to support your financial life. Many people who have achieved financial freedom started with small actions, selling products online, doing freelance work, offering services in their area of expertise, or creating a content channel about something they love. The secret is identifying opportunities, not being afraid to take risks, and of course staying focused on the long term. Having multiple sources of income also offers more options and allows you to reach your goals faster. While a single salary might be limited, by diversifying, you gain more control over your financial future. Additionally, extra work can be very rewarding. You learn more, develop new skills, and feel more empowered to face challenges. Now take a moment to think. Do you rely only on your salary, or are you already exploring other ways to increase your income? If not, perhaps it's time to start exploring new possibilities and achieve more financial security and freedom. Imagine trying to put together a puzzle without knowing how the pieces fit. You may even have the right pieces, but without the necessary knowledge, the end result will be a disaster. The same happens when you don't invest in your own financial knowledge. Many people face financial difficulties not because of a lack of money, but because they lack understanding of how to manage it. Ignoring financial education is like swimming against the current. You might be putting in effort, but without the proper knowledge, you're constantly expending more energy than you should. This leads to a life of frustration, with unpaid bills, growing debts, and often the feeling that it's impossible to get out of this situation. The good news is that, just like any other skill, financial education can be learned. You don't need to be an economics expert to make good decisions about your money. What you need is to start educating yourself. Learn the basics of how money works, how to create a budget, how to invest, and how to protect your financial future. There are countless resources available today: books, blogs, podcasts, educational videos, and even free online courses. Seeking financial knowledge doesn't have to be complicated or boring. On the contrary, it can be exciting because it's the first step towards gaining more freedom and control over your life. Investing in your financial knowledge not only helps avoid costly mistakes, but also gives you a competitive edge. With more knowledge, you can make smarter decisions about how to spend, save, and invest your money. You'll learn to spot opportunities, choose investments that truly make sense, and protect your assets from unnecessary risks. Moreover, when you better understand how your money works, you can begin making more assertive decisions aligned with your long-term goals. Knowing what to do with your money, how to invest it correctly, and even how to avoid financial traps is one of the keys to building wealth and achieving financial stability. Now think, have you invested time to learn about personal finance? If not, start now. Every step you take toward your financial knowledge can transform your life for the better. Now that you have the tools to build a solid financial foundation, it's time to put everything into practice. And you know what the best part is? You already have everything you need to begin, and you don't need to wait another minute to take the first step. The secret isn't in waiting for the right moment or seeking a perfect time, but in acting now and making these principles a part of your routine. You may have started the journey thinking that change would be hard, but over time, each small decision you make will become easier. The process is gradual, but very powerful. Each time you begin to manage your spending better, save with more discipline, or seek new sources of income, you are building a safer and more financially worry-free future. Living within your means, not relying solely on your salary, and investing in your financial knowledge are steps that, when done consistently, will transform your reality. Think of each of these changes as a piece of a large puzzle. At first, it might seem complicated, but over time, the pieces will fit together, and the final picture will become clearer and more satisfying. What are you waiting for to take control of your financial life? The time to act is now. If you commit today, you'll soon realize how far you've come. Don't underestimate the power of small actions, because in the end, they are what will generate the greatest results. So how about starting right now? Apply what you've learned here and start making simple yet powerful changes in your financial life. And remember, you don't have to do everything at once. What's important is taking the first step and staying consistent. Every decision counts. The truth is, if you follow these principles, your financial life will begin to change. It won't be magic, but it will be a process of growth and learning. What you need to do now is simple. Commit to change, take small actions every day, and, most importantly, don't give up. Did you know that many people who are now in a stable and prosperous financial situation started exactly where you are? The difference between those who have financial control and those who live in survival mode is precisely the attitude and willingness to learn and improve. There are no secrets or shortcuts. The path is clear, and more than that, it is accessible to anyone who is committed to doing what's necessary. Now, if you're tired of living with the feeling that money is never enough, change begins the moment you decide to act. Every choice you make to manage your spending better, save wisely, and seek alternative sources of income brings you closer to your goal. Don't let past mistakes define your future. Every new step, no matter how small, is progress. And most importantly, it's progress towards your financial freedom if you're still wondering where to start. I know that simply being here and reflecting on these points is already the first step. What comes next depends on you. The power is in your hands, and you have the tools to transform your financial life, no matter your current situation. Remember, change is a process. It's important to be patient and consistent. Every small effort will make a big difference in the future. So what will you do today to take the first step? Don't put off until tomorrow what you can start changing now. The journey won't be easy, but you're more prepared than you think. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share with friends who also want to transform their finances. And subscribe to the channel. What are you waiting for to take the next step? Let's go on this journey together.